What's going on, Battlefielders? It's Rhetoric here. Today I'm going to be going over a comparison over the changes from 1.03 to 1.04, which just came out today. Now, in no particular order, I'm going to be going over the fall damage, the gun switch speed, the HAVOC maneuverability, the health regeneration, the IRNV Scope, MAV Riding, the Mortars and the uncap, the prone recovery, and tank rounds versus a helicopter. Now, going over the IRNV, there is one thing that they have changed from 1.03 to 1.04. Specifically, they've made the field of view on this thing a lot smaller. If you notice when you see the 1.04 footage of the IRNV, the circle that you can actually see stuff is a lot smaller than it is with the 1.03 patch. Visibility seems the same, so I don't really see people using this as much. So you're not going to really be seeing people use it as much, at least not compared to like the 1.02 and 1.01 patch, where before this thing was nerfed to oblivion, people were using it left and right. So that's always a good thing that it's, pretty bad right now. Now, they've increased the speed that you regenerate health using the health pack. It's been increased by quite a bit. I don't know what the exact amount is. Someone else is going to have to take a look at that more in depth, but you pretty much recover health a lot faster with the health pack now. As you can see, I did more damage to myself in the 1.04 footage, and I recovered health at a lot faster rate than I did with the 1.03 patch, so that's going to make the health pack even more useful than it was before. Now, as far as mortars in the uncap goes, they've changed this quite a bit from the 1.03 to 1.04 patch. Before, in the 1.03 patch, you could basically stay in your uncap area and you could easily just mortar spam from a relatively safe area where the enemy could not directly line of sight, shoot you unless they had like a vehicle or anything like that. And this was a problem on a lot of maps, especially like, Operation Metro on Rush or something like that, where people would just stay in their uncaps and they would just be literally untouchable by the enemy. Now, with 1.04, you can't even do that. As you can see, I'm just running around here, and I have no place to put this thing. I think they've also messed around with the place, with the icon setting of where it's supposed to be placed, too, as well. Now, as far as MAV elevator riding goes, in 1.03, this was a huge problem where people would just take these MAVs and basically elevate themselves up to really high positions, such as this huge tower here on Gulf of Oman, and just start sniping with impunity. And this was supposedly made not possible to do in 1.04. However, people still have found a here, when you put down your MAV, instead of going into the camera view like it did before, it just pops up on the ground, so you're not, you don't have that second delay, which is pretty cool. But as you can see, I jump on this thing, and I can't really ride it while in a standing position. But if I go into a prone position and kind of just maneuver a little bit, okay, I still can't move right there, I still gotta get it. I don't know what exactly the position is, but you got to get yourself just right, and you can still basically lift yourself up while I'm prone. As you can see, I'm riding up right there, and I can easily get up on top of this antenna here in Caspian border just by doing this method. So, a little bit of an oversight by DICE. They tried to make it unrideable, but I guess it didn't really fall through as well as they had hoped it would, because as you can see, it's still possible to do. Also notice that you fall from your parachute a lot faster as well too, so as far as prone recovery rate goes, simply put, it's a lot faster than usual. So let's say someone threw a grenade at your feet and you need to make a quick getaway. It's a lot easier to do in 1.04 than it was in 1.03, so that's always a good thing to see. Because I'm sure there's been times where people have been killed by grenades where they knew they should have been able to get away, but they couldn't. The delay at which you switch your guns from your primary to secondary has been reduced quite a bit. It's more of a subtle change, honestly, but being able to switch from your primary to secondary if your primary is not able to do the job well to your secondary really helps. So you can see right here, switching from my main to my pistol is pretty quick. So that's always going to be a good thing to see. It'll make surviving situations a lot easier. Now, as far as the Mi-28 HAVOC goes, it's a lot more maneuverable now. Before in 1.03, this thing was a clunker. Like, you'd fly around and, you know, it'd be like a flying bus, I guess I would say, because this thing was just hard to steer. You know, trying to make those tight turns was just not possible with this helicopter. It would always be outflown by any decent helicopter pilot in the US team flying the AH-1Z Viper. So seeing the HAVOC on a more even ground with the Viper is definitely a welcome change. And as if you notice as well too, as you will see in just a few seconds, the rocket pods, the smoke has been changed a little bit. I'm not sure if their speed is any faster than it was before. I think that's the same, but the smoke contrail from behind has been changed quite a bit. So it's no longer a solid thing of smoke, it's more like a wispy type smoke trail, I guess. But that's not really the topic of what I'm going on here. The topic is the maneuverability of the HAVOC, and basically you're going to be on an even ground with any Viper chopper pilot. So that's a welcome change to see. I'm glad they fixed that. And moving on. In 1.03, a direct tank round to a helicopter would do about 75% damage or so, judging from what I've seen right here. A gun on the helicopter have like around 25% remaining on the health. But in 1.04, instant direct kill. That thing was at 100% health in one round at the same angle, destroyed that thing in one hit, so that's going to change a lot. Now, I'm sure there have been times when, you know, we vaulted over something in game and taken damage from a fall that should not have given any damage at all. So now they fixed that, and as you can see, I jump over the same ledge, no damage at all. I'm in perfectly good condition. Anyway, that's all I'm going to be covering for right now. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and I hope you learned a lot of stuff. I'll see you guys out on the battlefield.